Well, good morning. Oh, Macam Cabby here. How you doing? -2 in Carlisle this morning. It's a lovely morning though. Love these mornings like that. So, the manager merry-go-round continues at Sunderland. Who do we get? That's the thing. Me personally, I think they've already got somebody lined up. And I think they've had somebody lined up for quite a while as well. And I think Tony Mowbray has known that. I think the players have known that. I think because there's been quite a funny atmosphere. There's been the last few interviews Tony Mowbray has been doing, or the post-match interviews, he's sort of, his body language has maybe sort of told you that, hasn't he? He's like he's on borrowed time and that. I've got a funny feeling they've got a European manager lined up. I mean, I've seen the list of managers. I mean, crikey, like, you know, Heckenbottom and Bruce. How are man? Sam Allardyce, a big how are man? Paolo Di Canio, and even Alex Neil's been sort of mentioned. It's like, what you talk about for clickbait? I mean, Jesus, how are? It must be mad. Frank Lampard, Wayne Rooney, nah. You just know straight away. Good footballer doesn't always make a good manager, and it's proven it with Frank Lampard and Rooney so far, isn't it? They've been a disaster everywhere they've gone. Paul Heckenbottom, I don't know. I mean, why do you want to get a manager that's been absolutely awful for the Premier League? I just don't know. But you can say on the flip side, well, he's done really well in the Championship with them. That's a funny one. Neil Warnock, no, he's. I like the bloke Neil Warnock, but he's just getting on, isn't he? He's getting on. I don't think that's gonna work either. I think you're looking at, is it William Till or something like that? And I've never heard of these guys. And there's another chap in France and all, he's got like a cracking record, and they keep getting mentioned. But I think we'll get a manager that they've got a cracking record in France or Belgium or somewhere like that, or Baghdad or somewhere, and we've never heard of them. Because that's the way the owners are going. I mean, we're going for players that we've never heard of, like Russian and things like that. I've never heard of them. And I think that's the way they're wanting to model the club. And I think, you know, they're constantly targeting Eastern European at the minute. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a French manager coming our. And I think it has been in the pipeline for quite some time. I've been, you know, on social media, there's been a bit of 50-50 reactions with Mowbray getting sacked. He's done a good job on that, and he hasn't done a good job. And I was listening to like the Roker Report podcast and stuff, which made a lot of sense. That the fact like Mowbray really just wouldn't give the time of day to the youngsters. Speakman and that were bringing these players in, and Mowbray basically saying, I don't think you're good enough. On the bench you go. It wasn't doing the young players any confidence at all. And unfortunately, when you're a coach, you don't have any say what players you bring in. And I think there's been a lot of tiff going on. The fact like, look, we've bought these players, the likes of Russian and this and that and the other, and not to just sit on the bench. And Tony Mowbray is sticking in his ways, basically saying, you know, and in my head they're not getting the game, and it's just caused friction. And he even mentioned in the podcast as well that it's not doing the young lads any good with the confidence either. You know, saying in press conferences like they're not ready yet, they're not good enough, and this and that and the other. Well, I mean, these young lads don't want to be listening to that, do they? So it's, I mean, how long is it since we've had a manager doing a manager's role? But I don't think you'll get that again with these owners, to be honest with you. So there we go. I think you're looking at a European manager
Paul Higginbottom, I don't think so. I don't know what your thoughts on him is. Like I say, you've done well with Sheffield United getting them up, but they've just totally imploded, haven't they, in the Premier League? I mean, losing 5-0 against Burnley, I mean, crikey. It depends what we're after. If you wanted to just consolidate yourself in the Championship, then you should have just stuck with Mowbray. Or was the warning signs there, sticking with Mowbray, we were slipping down the table and we didn't want to get near that bottom 3? Is that what they were thinking? Could be a lot of things. But it's like a soap opera, isn't it, on social media? Every time you put it on, you know, you're linked with like 10 new managers per day. But I'm going to put a 20p bet that it'll be an Eastern European manager coming in, and a lot of fans will be going, who? Who's that? And I think that's what they'll do. Modelling the side around the players they're bringing in already, and I think that's the way we're going. And you've just got to back whoever comes in, to be quite honest with you. But we just want that winning feeling back. We just want to see the lads playing some good football like we know they can. And it just weren't happening under Tony Mowbray the last few weeks. So there we go. We'll soon find out. West Brom coming up on Saturday. Will we have a manager in place for that? I think we might, you know. I think they'll have a manager by then. I think there'll be a manager named before that, because I think they've already got one in the pipeline. Alright, so there we go. That's what I reckon. Well, I'm just about to pick my passenger, so we will see you later. Toodaloo.